Hi, Joanna here. I'm going to talk about some of the flags that I have and my preference or my weapon of choice. A lot of it for me depends on where I am, because when I'm inside, especially at our church, we don't have a lot of room, so I tend to use the smaller flags, but I have, as you see, how it wraps in. I guess this would be a quill flag. And it's very lightweight and very, very thin. The rod is very, very thin, so it's very lightweight, and I like that because within a church, I have more flexibility of how I'm moving it in a small space. So I really, really like these for inside. But outside on a windy day, they're really hard to flag with because the wind just carries them. So I would say that these are my preference in terms of being inside because of the lightweightness. These ones would be a flex rod, but as you can see, it flexes completely. It has a bit of a handle on one, which I really like. These ones, I like the handle because it gives me a better grip, I find. They're a flex rod. I suppose they could be a thicker quill rod. I don't know if they make them in different diameters, but I do like this one. This is a bigger flag, as you can see. I do find it's a little hard still, but it's easier in the outside. It's great for outside because it's stiffer than the little quill rod. So for outside, I do like these, unless of course it happens to be really, really, really windy, which today it is. I did try the ones with the wooden dowels, but I found them very hard to maneuver for my wrists. I don't know, that could just be because I had broken my arm a few years ago and I'm still working the muscles, but I do find it a little bit harder to work with or to have the maneuverability. But they're great outside on a windy day because they don't flap all over the place. The style of flag that I do like in design are the angel wings. The ones with a little tail on the side and rounded. As you can see, it's very windy today. I do really like the way these flow, but again, they're like a flex rod, but these ones aren't as flexible as the ones that I could fold up. So these ones have to be rolled in length. And again, because they are a thinner rod, on windy days, I mean, if you work with the wind, they're not too bad. Of course, the wind died down just then. But I do like them. I do like the style of them, the way they flow. And I would say I probably use those the most. I have them in varying styles. I like this one because it's kind of see-through, iridescent, or whatever. Again, it's the angel wing design, and I really like that style. Now these rods are different from the ones that I just had. These ones are thicker again. So these ones have a little bit more maneuverability in the wind. Because they are thicker, they don't bend as much. So you can see it doesn't have a lot of bend in comparison to this one, which had, I can't put it the whole way down, but I definitely have a whole lot more flexibility with it. So they are lighter weight, so in the wind they are a little harder. But these ones, because they are a thicker flex rod, they're a little bit easier to use in the wind. So they don't, you just have to fight with the wind, that's all. But in terms of being able to move them, they are a lot easier. The flags that I'm still trying to learn how to use and very much want to learn how to use are, well, I'd really like to learn how to use the swing flags, but I don't have any. But when I bought these, they actually called these swing flags. But they're, as you see, they're on a wooden rod, not metal. These ones are actually on a wooden one. The design is similar to an angel wing design. It's like a half circle, which the wind would cooperate. I can show you. It's a half circle. And these ones I find are great for using with groups of people, because you can all copy the same style. In terms of what you can do with them, I don't find there's as many. I mean, you can still do a lot of the same flag moves with them, but you are limited because it is a sturdy wooden dowel. So there are a few things that you can't do as easily, but they do swing around each other. So I kind of like that. And I had seen a video with them, and I kind of like the idea that you can kind of roll them in the ball of your hand to move them. I'm still not very good with them, so I would like to practice with these to learn a little bit more of how they work, and I bought all of the supplies to make my own, but I kind of need a sample to be sure that I'm doing it right. So this is the style that I'd like to try to learn more about, as well as the swing flags with the weight in them, because I really like the way they flow, and the fact that you can pack them into any size bag pretty much, and they're easy to travel with, so I really like that. But I would have to say the ones that I like the most are the flex rod that's a little bit more flexible for its maneuverability. And for outside, I like the bigger flags, unless it's a really windy day, in which case I will go with the flex rod that is a bit sturdier. I haven't gone back to the wooden flagpoles again. That's what I started with, but I really didn't know anything about flagging when I started, and I just really felt I wanted to move more. So I find, I don't know, I don't feel as comfortable with the wooden flags or wooden dowels. But that is a preference, I think, for everybody. So I would have to say, again, my weapon of choice is the flex rod. And if it's indoors, then the quill rod, if it's a small space. But again, sometimes it depends on what I want to be able to do, or how much space I have in order to do that. So that's where I am with all of my flags, and thank you